Welcome everyone, my name is Lindsay Larson and I'm a global innovator for IN. In this short hands-on session today, I'm going to take you through some foundational blowouts along with the IN styling products to set you up for success and your clients as well. Great styling starts with a healthy scalp. That is the foundation of beautiful, healthy hair. I will be taking you through the client experience from the shampoo bowl all the way through the finished blowout. A few key points I'll be touching on today are scalp, shampoo experience, and then the complete wet to dry finish. I will be taking you through the shampoo, starting with the soothing scalp massage. This experience starts with the Soothsayer bi-face scalp treatment, followed with the Fortify conditioner.
Soothing scalp and conditioning massage microservice. After the consultation with the guest, bring them to the shampoo bowl and have them sit down. Apply the Soothsayer bi-face scalp treatment liberally to the client's entire scalp on dry hair. Apply Fortify hair conditioner to the ends of the client's hair. Then spend a solid minute or two performing a slow and intentional scalp massage over entire area of client's scalp following these next steps. Touch the scalp with fingers of both hands, keeping fingers stable. Move the scalp circling clockwise 3 times and then counterclockwise 3 times. Start with the top of the head, then the sides, and the last, back of the head. Using circular finger pressure on both hands, move fingers over scalp starting on the top of the head, then the sides, then to the back of the head, and last, back up to the crown. Use circular massage movements behind the ears using index and middle fingers, commencing behind top of the ear, then middle, and then behind the lower ear. Finish by stroking down each side of the neck. Make sure that you use the pads of your fingers to prevent scratching with your nails. Now begin the pressure point techniques, which relieve tension in the head, relax muscles, and calm emotions in the mind. Moving to the governing vessel meridian at the top of the head, place your left ring finger on the top of the client's left ear and your right finger on the top of the client's right ear. Move your thumb toward the top of the head and feel for the hollow near the top center of the head. Press with ring fingers and both thumbs and hold to a count of 3. Repeat twice. Now move to the gallbladder meridian behind the earlobe in the depression behind and below the mastoid process. With thumb and fingers in front of and behind the tops of the ears, press ring finger on both points, holding to a count of 3. Repeat twice. Next is the Tai Yang location at the temporal part of the head. Behind the end of the eyebrow, place your fingers at the corners of the eyes. Draw your fingers straight back until you reach the ears. Press the point in the gap just above the end of the cheekbones, with fingers working 3 light circular massage movements. Then hold on point for a count of 3. Last, finish with a couple craniosacral points, which are a lighter finger pressure on the head. With thumbs lying lightly along the hair behind the ears, cup both hands together and let your client's head rest in your hands while applying light pressure with fingertips along the hairline at the back of the neck. Hold to a count of 9. Release stress on the forehead by laying 3 fingers of both hands on the right and left side of the forehead, making contact lightly on the skin. Hold to a count of 9. Stroke with your fingers from forehead to ends of the hair 3 times. Conclude with final stroke out to and beyond hair ends. When finished, take your hot towel, lay it down across the client's front hairline at the forehead area lengthwise, and continue to wrap the towel around to the back of the client's head, tucking in any hair as needed. Take your hands and with medium pressure, press and release around the entire client's head where the towel had been placed to help press the heat of the towel into the scalp and further drive the product in for another moment or two. Let the towel sit on the client's head, then fully remove and follow with the appropriate shampoo and conditioner, continuing on then with the booked hair service.
I'm going to be introducing you to the IN Stylers. First product I'm going to start out with is the Amplify Hair Blowout Cream. You can use it from the roots to the ends. You can use it to the mid-shaft to ends. The nice thing about this product is it's not going to weigh the hair down. It's going to smooth out the hair. It's so great for blow drying and getting longevity out of your blow dry. Okay, next is the Good Hair Guardian Thermal Primer. This thermal primer is like no other thermal primer. A lot of thermal primers are silicone based. And here at IN, we use our chia seed blends to protect the hair from drying out. So this is gonna protect the hair up to 400 degrees of heat styling. It is great because you can spray it all over the hair. It's not gonna weigh down the hair. It's going to create movement in the hair. And honestly, this product should be used on everybody. Everybody needs to protect their hair. So this product is great to be the first product that hits the hair. This is the Amplify Style Restyler. This product has many different uses. The first use that I'm going to tell you about is it's a volumizing spray. You can use this on damp hair, spray it at the roots. You can combine it with our blowout cream, and it is going to just set your hair up for success for volume. It's lightweight, and you're going to use that on damp hair. Now, the other way you can use it is on dry hair. The restyler aspect of it is going to just like pop up that hair, have a nice, it's like a nice shine spray, and it's gonna add a little bit of texture if you want to, quote, restyle your hair, which is where the name comes from. So this is just a great overall product that anyone could have in their cabinet and use on their hair. This is our Flex Form hairspray. This is a very brushable hairspray. You're not gonna get a lot of stick to it, and it's great for styling. A lot of our editorial stylists love to use this on the runway for updos, and it's just a great medium hold hairspray. This is the Shape Setter Flex Gel. This gel is so great because it doesn't have a lot of slip and hold to it where it's like a sticky hold. A lot of gels have a sticky hold. This doesn't have that effect. You can use this on wet hair to create volume. You can put it at the roots to the ends and you get a nice hold to the hair. This product is great to be combined with our curling products, which I'm gonna get into, as well as our styling straight products. And it's also great for short hair, using this as a foundational piece to blowing your hair out, maybe getting that pompadour style, and just getting that real hold to wet hairs. This is our Tousle Texture Matte Paste. It has a matte finish to it. This is gonna be a medium hold. This is gonna be great for your men's cuts. This is your go-to men's styling product, as well as short hair, even long hair if you wanna add some pieciness to those ends so that you get like a little edge to that hair, a little funkiness to that hair. This product is gonna give you that buildable hold. Now I'm gonna be introducing our Bell Curve series of products. This is hands down my absolute favorite. Obviously, I have curly hair. I love these products, and it's really hard to actually find really good curl products. And here at IN, we've worked really hard to formulate the best curl products for you. The Bell Curve Curl Cream is a medium hold. It's an all-in-one curl product. So you're gonna get your shine, you're gonna get your separation, you're gonna get the hold that you want in a curl product that's not too heavy. So you can use this on fine hair, you can use this on medium hair, you can use this on thick hair. It is a very versatile curl product. So I also love to pair this product with our Flex Gel. You can actually use the Flex Gel to create more hold. You can start out with wet hair and have the Flex Gel be your first product. Then you can layer on bell curve curl cream and mix those together, and it's just the perfect curl combination. Finally, the other product that you can use for curly hair is our Bell Curve Curl Revitalizing Spray. This is your water spray for curls. This is what's gonna create shine. This is what's gonna like pop back up those second day curls. This is gonna create separation, and all you want is to add moisture to curls. Curls are just craving moisture, so think of this as your water spray. And it's just, these nozzles are so great. You can really easily spray this through the hair, and you can spray it from roots to ends. So you can spray this when you're styling your hair from wet to dry. And again, the next day after that, it's just a great curl product. At IN, we want to deliver high performance styling products with great results. In doing so, we chose to use a small amount of performance synthetics. We start with a full plant-based formula. We then back into the lowest percent possible, a small amount of performance synthetic ingredients. Across the 8 stylers, we live at under 10%. This allows us to deliver high performance products with great results.
I'm going to be showing one of the most requested styles that I get at the salon, just a really beautiful blowout. One that they can wear for a few days, one that might be a little hard to do themselves at home. So I'm just going to do a really beautiful blowout with a round brush. So I'm going to start with using our Good Hair Guardian Thermal Primer. So this is going to be fantastic for keeping her hair healthy, lightweight. It's going to protect from heat styling. And the aroma is just incredible. It just sets the tone for the blowout. And then the next product I'm going to use is the Amplify Hair Blowout Cream. And this product I love because it gives the hair body, volume. I'm gonna make sure I really get it around the hairline really well. Because that's one thing to make your clients look really finished, is just working that hairline to make sure everything is smooth and beautiful. And that's usually the first places that start getting frizzy throughout the day. So I really like to focus on that. And then I'm just gonna work it all the way through her ends. This blowout cream is so great because you don't have to worry that it's gonna weigh the hair down. It's actually gonna give the hair volume. And then I'm gonna start out rough drying her because her hair is really pretty thick and pretty wet. And at the salon, we know you sometimes don't get a ton of time to do a blowout, but you want it to look like they came in only for a blowout. All right, and then the next product I'm gonna use is the Amplify Hair Style and Restyle Spray. This is gonna give us volume and shine, and it's going to make the round brushing really hold and last. So I'm gonna really get this throughout her hair. So one thing I like to do when I rough blow dry is really right away start in the hairline. So I'm gonna really just even use my fingers to smooth this out. I can either go in with a round brush or Mason Pearson as well, but her hair has got not a ton of curls, so I can really smooth that out just with my hands. But I like to do that first thing when I start blow drying. So in this front section, as I was rough drying, I noticed a little wave starting to come through, so I just kind of went through with a round brush just to give a little more tension in that area. And then I'm going to start working from the back up for this style, just because I want to keep the wet hair away from the dry hair that I've finished. And one really important thing that I found in the salon is you just really want to get the hair dry when you're round brushing. If it's got any moisture, you're gonna have frizz later in the day. So I'm just gonna put a little more of my blowout cream around the edges, just to make sure we have a really beautiful, shiny look. And then I'm gonna start with back sections, clipping the hair out of the way, and just doing small sections. It's worth it to take the time to grab a clip because it'll be so beautiful when you're finished. Take about maybe 1 or 2 inch sections as I get started, and I try to keep my sections neat no matter what I'm doing. If it's a haircut, if it's a blowout, it's always worth the time, and it's always worth just that extra energy to make your sections neat. Yeah, I like to put the hair in clips as I work because it kind of helps you out and it puts a little bit of tension in those sections. So when you get to that front spot, it's a little easier to get through with the brush. Pulling it directly from the scalp, aiming my blow dryer straight down so it smooths all those cuticles. And then just holding the brush for a moment to let the hair cool and then letting it go. You really want to have the brush nice and tight, and you don't need a ton of heat if you're using the right tension. So I try to leave my clients feeling really healthy, their hair feeling healthy after a haircut or whatever chemical service they've had. So I don't want to go back through and blast their hair with heat. I want the products and the tools to do a lot of the work. At the very end, I like to just run my blow dryer all around so it just gives it more body and movement. And I'll go through with my comb and just kind of smooth things out, make sure I got everything looking the way I want it to. And I can usually do a little dry hair cutting at this point if I need to, and then I can revisit the blow dryer if I need to. I found that the Amplify Hair Blowout Cream really works nice as kind of a little bit of a finishing product as well. So sometimes I'll just take a little tiny bit, not much because we don't want it to get wet. We want it to be just kind of a little finishing, but I just grab any little flyaways and make sure she's looking really shiny and smooth. So this is my finished blowout model, and it's just a really beautiful blow dry to do at the salon. So many guests ask for it because it lasts for a few days and it just looks finished and shiny and smooth, and it has body. And it's one that is kind of hard to recreate sometimes at home. So it's nice to leave the guest feeling really polished and finished when you're done with your haircut or your hair color service.
Okay, let's get started with our first model. I'm gonna be using the Bell Curve series, so the Bell Curve Curl Cream, the Curl Revitalizing Spray, and the Shape Setter Flex Gel. So it's really important with curly hair to have some different products to create hold, to create moisture, and to have a finishing product. So the first product that I'm gonna be starting out with and is going to go directly on the hair is the Shape Setter Flex Gel. This is gonna be going directly onto the hair first. This is gonna be our hold product. So I'm actually not too afraid of how much I'm gonna be using on her hair because this is such a brushable, movable product, and it's great for diffusing as well. So I'm gonna put about a quarter size in my hand. Then I'm gonna run my fingers all the way through the back, getting the product from the roots to ends. And what I'm doing here is I'm just scrunching the product in. I'm actually not focusing too much on the bang area because the bang area I'm gonna be using a flat brush just to smooth it out, to flatten out the shape. Now I'm gonna be coming in with the Bell Curve Curl Cream. The Bell Curve Curl Cream is gonna add a medium hold. It's gonna give us moisture. It's gonna give us lots of shine. And it's just a great go-to curl product. So I'm gonna rub that together in my hands, and I'm just going to really get this through the hair root to ends. I wanna cover the hair as much as possible and really just have it get through the hair as nice as possible. And what you can do as you're putting the product in is start scrunching the product and seeing how your shape is kind of forming before you diffuse. All right, now I'm gonna be setting the hair. So I'm gonna come through and just add a little bit of twist to the hair to enhance her natural wave. She has such a great natural texture of hair. It's very easy to style, even if you just want to use your hand to scrunch the style in or a diffuser. So I'm not really too concerned at where I'm doing these twists. You don't have to do them all over the head. This is just gonna create a nice separation to the style, and it works great with these products layered onto the hair. All right, I'm just gonna add a little bit more of the Bell Curve Curl Cream. And one nice thing about curly hair is it basically talks to you. It tells you how much product that you're putting in the hair. So if it's getting too slimy and really slipping off your fingers too much, you know that the hair is not absorbing the product anymore and that you don't really need any more products. So here at IN, we have products that you can really use a lot of. They absorb into the hair really nicely without leaving too much stick to them. So you can use a lot of it. Then the excess product on my hands, I'm just gonna kind of run through the edges of the bangs. And now I feel good about the style and where I've placed it. And I'm gonna pick up my diffuser and get started. So what I'm gonna start out with is the flat brush and just move her fringe, also known as bangs, back and forth. I'm gonna be keeping my blow dryer stationary above, and I'm just gonna be moving my flat brush back and forth. That's gonna create a nice, smooth finish to the bangs. All right, so I think that looks super cute. They're a little bit flatter, a little bit straighter, really shows off the pieciness of how I cut them with the razor, and they're just gonna look great with the rest of the hair. So I'm gonna get started and diffusing her hair. I have her hair set in place where I want it. Really, it's gonna be about scrunching that product into the hair. I'm gonna be enhancing her natural texture. So even if somebody has really curly hair, you can use the same method. You can use the same products the way I use them. It doesn't really matter. That's how versatile our products are. And what I'm gonna do is when I diffuse, I'm gonna be holding the blow dryer to the side of her hair. The reason I do that is so that I'm not creating too much frizz. When people hold a blow dryer, like all the way on the bottom with the air blowing up, it's just gonna create frizz. And I can just move that. It's almost like 90 degrees from the head, some people say. I'm just gonna move that around the hair as I dry the hair. And I don't wanna hold the blow dryer in a section too long to over dry it. I really move around the hair and just have the hair start talking to me. All right, so I am all done diffusing, and I think she just looks so great. You can see all that volume that the Shape Setter Flex Gel put in there, and then you can see the definition that the Bell Curve Curl Cream really created. So I'm just taking my fingers, adding a little bit of pieciness to it. And I'm gonna take the Bell Curve Curl Revitalizing Spray to just add a little more moisture to the hair. So say you accidentally over dried your diffuse, or you just wanna add a little bit more moisture in the end to your curl, you're just gonna spray this in, and it's just gonna give that added moisture, that added shine. Last but not least, the finishing product that I'm gonna use is the Tousle Texture Matte Paste. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit to the fringe areas so you can see the pieciness of the bangs even more. I mean, I cut them very soft, so I just want to really accentuate the cut that I did. And also I'll add a little bit to the rest of the hair just to bring out some of those soft bits. So what I'm gonna do is put a little on my finger, gonna rub it in. It's always important with this product to warm it up in your hands before you apply it. And I'm just gonna scrunch it. So the little bit of excess on my hands, I'm just going to come through and add a little pinch, and that's gonna accentuate the bangs, the softness, and voila! I think she looks amazing. And this is a really great example of how you can do curly hair, you can accentuate curly hair. And just to recap the products that I use, I started off with the Shape Setter Flex Gel. That was our hold product, that was the base product. I came in with the Bell Curve Curl Cream, that added moisture, that added shine, and then I diffused her hair. I went in with the flat brush to just flatten out those bangs a little bit for the look that I wanted to execute. And then I came in with the Curl Revitalizing Spray that just added a little bit of moisture, So any bits that I over dried, I just wanted to put that in the hair, put that moisture back in the hair. And then to top it off with, I used the matte paste to add some pieciness, bring out that texture even more. There's a matte finish to it, so I have a little bit of different textures, accentuating her texture, and I think she just overall looks amazing. And this is something you can do at the salon all the time.
So on this model, I want to show just a really gorgeous, shiny, smooth blowout. Requested blowout from a lot of guests that have texture in their hair, just to make her feel really finished and look really shiny and beautiful. I'm going to start with using the Fortify Hair Leave-In Conditioning Treatment, just to kind of give her ends a little more protection and kind of give her a little conditioning treatment within her blowout. So I'm just gonna get this just kind of mid-shaft to ends, really sealing in those ends nicely. Then I'm going to use the Good Hair Guardian Thermal Primer. So this primer is amazing to use right away because it gives this aroma and this beautiful experience right away to the blowout. So this is going to protect the hair from heat styling up to 400 degrees, make the hair look smooth and shiny, but it's not going to weigh it down at all. And I'm going to use a little bit of the Shape Setter Flex Gel. So this gel is going to be fantastic for giving the Mason Pearson, the Denman, just a little bit of grip as I'm blow drying. And I want to get her fringe dried right away so it lays really nice. So we're gonna put that Shape Setter Flex Gel kind of at the roots and in the fringe. Okay, so I'm gonna start blow drying the fringe right away. I'm just gonna let gravity kind of take its course with her fringe. It doesn't look like she has any really strong colic, so I'm going to use a Denman just to give it a really soft, natural bevel. And her forehead, I usually like to let her forehead do a little bit of the beveling, so I'll move the hair from one side and then I'll move it to the next, and then I'll go over it with a Denman if it needs it, but it just might not. Nice to start with the fringe just so we have that all set before we start the rest of the blow dry. So I'm gonna just go through and really rough dry her hair just to get some of the moisture out and save a little bit of time. I like to rough dry still with a purpose, so not blowing hair all over and really fluffing up that cuticle. I wanna blow dry roughly, but keep the cuticle going down just to save myself some work when I have the brush in my hand. So to start with Paige's hair, I'm gonna take diagonal sections going backwards, starting in the front, and then I'll finish in the back. So I just really want to get the hair around her face nice and beautiful and smooth, and that'll give her some longevity with her blowout. And I try to keep my sections really neat and just get in the habit of it, and then it becomes a habit and it doesn't take any extra time to keep your sections nice and neat. It actually saves time. So then I'm going to go in with a Mason Pearson, and I'm going to give it a little bit of lift at the root and then pull down and then seal the cuticle down. It's nice if you can keep your brush in your hand just to save a little bit of time that way. Sometimes you have to set it down, but a lot of times doing these diagonal sections, you can kind of keep your brush in your hand. And then as I'm taking each new wet section, I'll incorporate a little bit of my previous section so it doesn't, so the wet hair doesn't give the dry hair any frizz on the way. So then I'm gonna work my way through the back, taking sections diagonally as well, just so I can get a really nice finished shape. And I'll move all the finished hair to the front as I go. So in finishing this look, I just wanted to give her ends a tiny bevel. I love how smooth and shiny it got. And I love that we didn't have to go through with the flat iron the whole look. We're just gonna touch up a little bit on the ends so we give it just a really beautiful finished look. So I'm gonna start in the front, and I'm just gonna take fairly large sections because I really don't want to put unnecessary heat on. I'm just gonna do the tiniest bit. But I wanna show off her fringe, and I wanna show off the face framing in her hair. So I'm just gonna give the flat iron just a little tiny bevel as I go. And you just wanna keep the iron moving, so never really stopping. And it's nice if you can just go over it one time and not have to keep going over it again. I try to tell all my guests that I see to do that as well, because I think over time, using a lot of flat irons and heat styling really does take a toll on your hair. It's nice that we have such amazing products to protect the hair, especially the Good Hair Guardian. It is amazing. And you can see how much body and how her hair's movement, it's not greasy, and I, really put a few things in her hair and it's just soft and beautiful. So this really great foundation blowout gives us options to do so many things from here. We could throw her hair into a beautiful updo. We could do a nice, beautiful style. So let's put a little bit of paste in her fringe. It's kind of fun just to give it a little bit of texture and just to kind of show off how pretty that is on her. The best thing about the paste is that it's really forgivable. So if you get it in there and you're like, oh, I don't really love that shape, you can kind of recreate what you're going for. So very simple to do in the salon blowout, but just taking that time to take small sections, to really use the right tools and the right tension, that'll really give you kind of a next level look. So this is my finished blowout. It's a great foundational blowout that any hairdresser can do, and every client will really feel polished when they're walking out the door.
All right, I'm gonna be doing a really client-friendly round brush blow dry on my next model. It's actually one of my most popular styles that I do. I know a lot of times we're seeing curling wands being used. I don't tend to use a curling wand too much. I like to create that style with a brush, and I also want to show you this style not having a ton of volume in it, kind of creating the volume from the ends, not so much the roots. So it has a bit of more of a modern feel to it. I'm going to be prepping her hair with the Good Hair Guardian Thermal Primer. This is going to be a great prepping product for her hair. It's what you want to hit the hair first in your style and when you're layering the products on. So I'm gonna put this on roots to ends. This is gonna protect her hair up to 400 degrees. And I don't have to be too careful of how much I'm using because it's extremely lightweight. So I'm just lifting it up, getting this through the hair nice and evenly. And the second product that I'm gonna be using is the Amplify Hair Blowout Cream. This is gonna have a nice volumizing feature to the hair. Again, you'll see me when I'm using the brush not creating too much volume, but when I say volume with this product with her hair in particular, it's just gonna be creating that hold throughout the whole hair. So this is a lightweight product and you can use a good amount. It really absorbs well into the hair nicely. So putting that in my hands, rubbing it through my hands. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate the hair with my fingertips. So I'm not putting the product directly on top of the hair. So the most product is actually on my palms, but if I separate with my fingertips, that's gonna be getting this product through all of the hair. Now I'm gonna start by combing through the front into the back and creating a nice part for her. We want the part to look really natural, and we've decided that we're gonna do a center part. So I like to work diagonal back sections all the way up the head on each side, and then I create like a V at the top of the head, and then I'll be working my way up the back. The reason that I like to start in the front when I'm blow drying hair is because I want my client to see how she looks, to see how she feels after I've cut her hair. She's gonna really vibe with the style, and her energy is gonna completely change when she is seeing how her haircut has transformed. Like I said, I'm gonna be starting with a diagonal back section. You can take a little bit of hair from behind the ear if you'd like, you don't have to. And I'm gonna be working my way up the top. And I finished this first piece, and I just want you to notice I have this nice kind of flatness to the curl, which we want to do. That gives us that more modern feel. I don't tend to add a ton of volume to my round brushing, which definitely makes it a little bit more unique than a classic round brush blow dry. So this is gonna give that kind of modern flat twist to the hair. And then I'm gonna follow through on the ends a little bit flatter. So this is gonna be coming right up the hair. I'm also working everything away from the face. So I just want to explain why I have chosen to use a ceramic round brush on her hair. The difference would be between this and a boar bristle brush. The ceramic brush is gonna move through the hair a little bit easier. She has fine processed hair. So that means she has highlights in it and it can break really easy. So we really want to keep the integrity of the hair, and I feel like the ceramic round brush will just really glide through the hair nicely. And also this acts like almost like a curling iron. So because it's ceramic, it will heat up from the blow dryer. And so the base of it heats up and you can really bend the hair around it. So it acts like your extra tool, your flat iron, or your curling wand, excuse me, instead of having to do that in the end. So I'm really doing all of this all at once, from wet to dry, just with one tool, which is my ceramic round brush. So now I finished both sides. I think she looks really great. Just to recap the front, I went from the right above the ear, the sides of the hair, worked my way up, diagonal back sections to the top. Now I'm gonna start in the back. I just want you to get a little bit of a view of where I brought the sectioning to. So just right there. Then as I work my way up, I'll be creating a little volume in this area for her with the flatness in front. So you get that just nice kind of beautiful client consumer friendly hair. Now that I've finished up the blow dry, I'm going to be putting in the Amplify Hairstyle Restyler. And what this is gonna do, it's gonna be a great finishing product. It's just gonna add a little hold, a little texture to the hair, a little shine, and it's super, super lightweight. I love this product. What I do is I just sweep all the hair to the back after I'm done, and I'm gonna have her tilt her head slightly back, and I'm just gonna spray this in, a light mist, keeping it distant from the hair. And then I just use my fingers to scrunch the product in. See how nice that wave, that curl is coming out with the blow dry? Those little twists that I created with the ceramic round brush work really nice for her hair. Just gives like that finished beachy look. And what's nice is when you use a round brush, you are sealing in the ends, you're sealing in the cuticle, and by using the blowout cream, it seals the cuticles, so you get such a nice finish and you get so much longevity out of the blow dry. I'm confident that this blow dry is going to last her at least 2 days. And I think she looks great. And I know that my client will walk out with this blow dry feeling great about her haircut, great about her color service, and just great in general and very confident. And this is a feel-good blow dry. All right, so on this model, I'm gonna be doing a really beautiful straight flat brush blow dry. This is gonna be nice because I wanna really bring out her natural texture. I wanna bring out the beautiful color that she's had done. I also wanna show you a little bit of Denman use for the bang area. Denman is a great brush to just get a natural lift to the hair, a natural bend, and it's so great to use on bangs so that you're not forcing the movement of the hair. We're just gonna be creating a nice light movement. So the first product that I'm starting out with is the Good Hair Guardian Thermal Primer. The thermal primer is gonna protect her hair up to 400 degrees. And this is just gonna be a light spray that I put directly onto the hair. So next I'm using the Shape Setter Flex Gel. This is gonna be a light to medium hold gel, and I'm gonna be putting this on her hair wet. Just put it in a little bit. I'm gonna be working this product from her roots to her ends, really actually focusing on the roots because this is gonna give us a little bit of volume. Also adds like a nice little grip to the hair as well. So starting in the back, working my way up. If you want, you can just section the hair with your fingers, and the extra product that's in on your palms, you can just work your fingers through the hair. So now I'm gonna get started with my flat brush. I am gonna be working the bang section first. I really want her to see her freshly cut bangs. I think they look so cute on her, and they're long enough that I just want them to sweep out of her face nicely. I don't want to force the tension too much with the bangs so that they can just move around. They can move to the side. Maybe she wants to push them to the side. Maybe she wants them in her face. So I'm just gonna work with the Denman brush. The nice thing about a Denman is it has a natural roundness to it. If you need to, you can section out the hair in the bang section to just focus on that. Sometimes if the hair is as long as Quincy's hair here, you might just want to tuck it behind the ear to get it out of the way so it doesn't really distract you while you're doing that bang section and blow drying it. Okay, so I'm going to be working the bangs back and forth, back and forth. I can either leave my blow dryer stationary above the brush and just work the brush, or I can move with the brush and the blow dryer parallel to each other. Notice how I'm just getting a nice little natural bend to the hair. Now I'm just gonna come in. I'm not going to force the bangs too much by creating too much tension with the brush. I'm just gonna come in, grab the bangs, put the brush under them, and there's a nice natural bevel to the brush, to the Denman brush, and I'm gonna be just twisting it right out of her face. Okay, so I think those look so great. They have a nice bevel, a nice shine. If you want them even a little bit flatter, we can use the flat brush to even flatten them a little bit, but I think these look really great. They're gonna move nicely out of her face. She can separate them to turn them into this really cute modern curtain bang. And it's good to have a little bit of bevel to that root, because if you have a little bit of a bevel, it's gonna allow the hair to just fall out of the face really nice and naturally. So on to the rest of the hair. I'm gonna rough dry the hair a little bit so we can get some of that excess moisture out of the hair. And then I'm gonna start on the side, diagonal back sectioning, working my way up the top of the head. I like to work in the front and on the side of the hair so my client can see her haircut or her color service immediately, and for her to feel confident that I did a good job. And so really the overall energy of the service will go great, and of the blow dry, because she sees what's happening to her hair before I get to the back. All right, so I finished my first section, and you can see there's just this beautiful, nice, natural bevel to the hair. The ends are nice and finished. The Shape Setter Flex Gel was a great product for this little bit of hold. It's really important when you are a professional to make sure that the hairline is really nice and clean with the blow dryer. So how you can tell a difference between a professional blow dry and a blow dry that somebody does at home is the hairline. So these little bits around her ear, if they're not smoothed out, you don't really want your client to be leaving like that. You want to really make sure that these areas of the hair are smoothed out nicely. So if she's tucking behind her ear, if her bangs are kind of pushing that hair out of her face, that we have smoothness around her hairline. So I did that first section. It looks really nice and smooth. I'm now onto my next section. As I'm working up the head, I'm going to be putting the flat brush really nice and firm underneath the hair. I'm creating tension with this hand so that the hair is really evenly distributed with the boar bristles of the brush, and it's going to smooth out the hair really nicely. I am going to put my blow dryer right over the top of the hair, and I'm gonna make sure that that blow dryer is hitting me so that it's smoothing out the cuticle on the top of the hair, and that's gonna create the most shine. So your products are obviously gonna be helping you a great deal with that, but it's also so important that your brush is really positioned correctly and that your blow dryer is really positioned correctly to get the best results. Now I'm on to the other side of the head and I'm gonna be working my way up. Again, I can do a little tuck. This is a little trick. Do a little tuck behind the ear. What's left over is going to be those little unruly pieces that you get by the ear. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take that hair and I'm gonna smooth it out. It's very important when you are following through with your brush on the ends, especially a flat brush, that you're holding the brush stationary and then you're just having the blow dryer on and you're letting those ends melt off. I worked my way up to this V section, and what's nice about this V section is you can either create the volume from here, from the bottom up, or you can even leave it flat. It just, to me, feels like the natural direction of the hair. So as I worked up the sides, I worked up to the point where the hair would automatically start falling back. So I'm just gonna be working my way up in nice little sections. All right, guys, so I just finished up the blow dry. I think she is just rocking this straight hair. The bang looks so good, just sweeping right into this long hair. The finish of the product is so shiny. Again, really pay mind to sealing those ends in with that flat brush. That is the key to getting these ends nice and straight. So recapping the products that I used, I started out with the Good Hair Guardian Thermal Primer. Just a great base for the hair to protect the hair. Her hair can have a lot of breakage and it is processed, so the thermal primer is a must to put protecting the hair first. Then I went in with the Flex Gel, the Shape Setter Flex Gel. This created such a nice grip to the hair. As you can see, when I just run my fingers through the hair, you can see that separation. You can see that there was just this nice shine, nice natural volume to the hair. That's what we want for the gel. We want to have the gel so it creates a little volume to the hair. It's so nice, it's lightweight, and it was just amazing to use in blow drying her hair. So I'm going to finish her hair with the Flex Form hairspray. This is going to be the brushable medium hold hairspray. It's gonna be perfect for her hair. Any little flyaways that I get, I'm just gonna spray those with the hairspray and they're gonna get rid of those. I just sprayed into my hand first to make sure I don't have an uneven squirt of it. And the excess that I have on my hand, I can run through there. I can even just hold this a little further back and do a little spritz and get those flyaways. I don't focus too much product on the bang areas so that we can get some longevity out of it, but our product's so lightweight that you can just use a little of what's on your hand to piece those little bangs out, push them to the side, or however your desired look is.
Now that I've demonstrated the foundational styling tools paired with the IN styling products, you can go take these tools and try them out yourself. I hope you were able to take away some great new skills from our foundational blowout class. What styles do you think you'll take away from this? Keep a mental note on all the techniques and tools you've learned today along with the styling products, and think about the clients that you see and which clients you can implement these styling tools and tricks on. I want to thank you so much for joining me today on our foundational blowout class and being open to inspiration from IN. Don't forget to share your beautiful looks with us on social media. Tag us at Intelligent Beauty Global.